Hey, how are you doing? Bill DeWeese here from voice-over-training.org. Are you getting down to the business of voiceovers? And what I mean by that is, are you doing the hard work, the necessary work? Because, this is not some get-rich-quick, easy, overnight kind of thing. It really does take some time, certainly development, but most importantly, it takes a decision to do the necessary things to be successful. And that's what I want to talk to you about in this video. Being resourceful as opposed to getting caught up in thinking that you need more resources. And I think two industries that really illustrate the whole idea of resources versus resourcefulness is the golf industry and the weight loss industry. Let me talk about that for just a second. And I have experience in both of those areas. So let me talk to you for just a moment. And I think you'll understand where I'm going with this. As somebody who enjoys playing golf, and certainly I'm the weekend duffer, but I really love playing golf, and I love to watch the Golf Channel and to see who's doing what and watch the latest tournament that's going on, and I enjoy watching world-class golfers perform at their best. But there's an illusion that those of us who enjoy playing weekend golf have, that somehow if we just had the right tool, the right resource, that we could become as good as Tiger Woods or Sergio Garcia or who, fill in the blank. And there is an industry that is geared toward people like us who think that if we just get that next resource, that next thing, that we could become way better than our wildest dreams. And millions are made every year from people who are seeking after that dream by, again, buying the next thing, the next gadget, the next gizmo, thinking that's going to make them, or in hopes of making them, a great voice talent. Same thing in the weight loss industry. Most people at some point struggle with their weight, maybe a little bit or maybe a lot, whatever the case may be, but there is an industry that is built around the need, the desire for people to want to lose weight. And oftentimes we can get caught up in the idea of, if I just get the next thing, the next pill, the next program, the next exercise program, the next gadget, that somehow I'm going to achieve this thing that has eluded me for so long. And I certainly don't mean to be negative, but I think most of us realize by now that achieving certain goals, be it weight loss, be it lowering your golf score, and as it relates to this video, developing a voiceover business, is beyond the next thing and requires the unglamorous sometimes, the unsexy, the unglittery idea of actually grinding it out and being resourceful. Being resourceful as opposed to looking for the next thing. In voiceovers, I see people get caught up in all kinds of things, thinking, if they just attend one more workshop, if they just go to one more event, one more training, and please don't misunderstand me, you certainly need proper training. And I think if you want to be a good voiceover talent, that you should, periodically revisit training and have somebody with an objective ear give you feedback. But oftentimes we don't jump off the deep end, because we think that, we need more preparation, more training. And, maybe this is not the right microphone. Maybe if I get the right microphone, if I get the right headsets, if I have the right preamp, if I try this demo producer instead of this demo producer. And again, not to say that there might not be some truth in that maybe one mic is better than another, one producer is better than another, one piece of equipment or gear is better than another. And certainly it's good to be an ongoing, lifelong learner. But oftentimes what it does, it distracts us from the real business of voiceover, which is getting our fingers dirty, which means making mistakes, which means sometimes, embarrassing ourselves because we feel like we have said or done something stupid. But what we do is we avoid doing that by trying to find the next thing, the next resource that will help us become this magical talent that we've always dreamed of being. And unfortunately for you and I, it doesn't work that way. I mean, certainly we want to tap into resources, and we want to get the best mic we can. We want to get the best equipment. And you want the best training. But at some point, you've got to stick your neck out, and you've got to do it. You've got to record the audition. You have to make the phone call to the prospective client. You've got to send out an email asking somebody to listen to your demo. And you have to risk somebody coming back to you and saying, well, you know what? I don't think that you're right for this project. Or no, you don't win this audition. or no, I don't think you're good enough. Although, by the way, that's rarely the response that you would receive somebody, or from somebody asking you, what's your rate, and then you actually have to respond to somebody. And I understand that that's a terrifying thing. It's like jumping off, like when you were a kid learning to swim, and they wanted you to jump into the deep end. It was terrifying the first time you did it, but what happens is that once you do the hard things, the things that you do everything else and get distracted by everything else to not have to do the things that you need to do, once you do it once, you realize that the world doesn't end and that actually you might get a positive result. Best case scenario. Worst case scenario, maybe nothing at all happened. And you realized it wasn't a negative experience, so you can try again. But what happens is you begin to build these small layers of confidence. And with each time that you do the hard things, you make the phone call, you send the email, you resist getting on Facebook, you resist shopping around for new gear, and you actually do those things that make you uncomfortable. Every time you do that, you put another thin layer of confidence on top of another until finally you have a bulletproof shield that you don't care if somebody says, no, I don't want to use you for this project. You don't care if somebody, if you get rejection and you don't get signed by this agent. Not that you don't care, but what I mean by that is that it bounces off you like a bullet off Superman, because you begin to gain confidence. You begin to understand and find out that you can do this. You can navigate your way. You can negotiate your way through this what seems like a jungle to you, which really is not nearly as bad as it may seem, especially if you're first getting started. And with each thing that you do, each step that you take, the necessary hard work of voiceovers, you gain confidence until you become literally unstoppable. You cannot wait to do the next audition. You cannot wait to make the next phone call. You cannot wait to send the next email, because you know that good chances when you wake up tomorrow morning, there's going to be a response in your email from somebody who said, I listened to your demo, I love it, I'm going to put you on file, or better yet, they may have attached an audition, a chance for you to read a script. So when you do the hard things and not get distracted by everything else meaning the next workshop, the next piece of equipment, spending needless time on social media because you don't want to do the hard. I'm not saying any of these things are bad in and of themselves. I'm saying do not allow them to take you away and distract you from the real work of voiceovers, because it will rob you. And don't allow these resources to rob you of your resourcefulness of going out and making things happen, because success breeds success. But the only way to get that is by sticking your neck out and taking a chance. So I want to encourage you to do that. Also, if you have not done so yet, please go to my website, voice-over-training.org. Sign up for my newsletter and my email, and on my email list. And what will happen is you'll be able to instantly download a free program to give you the seven steps of building a six-figure voiceover career. It's information that I think you'll find applicable, helpful, useful stuff that you can put into action right away. Hey, thanks for checking out this video, and I look forward to talking to you soon.